anymore either. Wipes, you would expect these to be pretty safe. Fragrance-free, hypoallergenic. Doesn't really say anything that's in here either. Simply says aqua, again, water. Let's see, some polysorbate 20. Flower extract, and once again we have disodium EDTA. Phenyl ethanol, and other stuff that I can't really pronounce, but once again it has stuff in here that I don't necessarily know what it is, and that concerns me as a mom. But what else am I supposed to do? Until the FDA decides to step in and actually look at these products and consider what the dangers are when they're mixing together, there's nothing I can do, except I can go to my congressperson and I can ask them if they could step in and they can be a voice for me and for my daughter and for my family and yours. All we have to do is step up together and go to them and say, we want something changed. It's been 74 years since the FDA passed their laws. We need a new act. The Safe Cosmetics Act of 2011. It's basically stuck right now waiting for the Congress to actually look into it. It's been introduced. It was introduced in June of 2011, and it has been stuck in committee hearings. Hasn't progressed since then. Kind of disappointing considering that it's been 74 years. How much longer do we have to wait before they actually step up and change anything? Under the current law for the FDA, it says that cosmetic firms, again, are responsible for basically regulating their own stuff. There's only been, I think, 8 listed drugs that have been banned in the U.S. as far as cosmetics. Lead. We still use lead in our lipstick. However, mercury, that's been banned. However, sometimes we can find trace amounts in it. And some of our just basic cosmetics, such as foundation, even in our sunblock, sometimes it can slip in. We can also say that we have banned the CFCs. We have banned vinyl chloride and a few other little drugs here and there. However, we're still seeing some of these major drugs that are basically considered carcinogens. They cause tumors. They can cause early puberty in young girls, especially girls that are trying to start using makeup at such a young age. So when we're seeing all of this and we're wondering what is going on with our children, why are we not looking to our Congress to step up? Johnson & Johnson has decided in their baby shampoo to go ahead and phase out Q15, a product known for releasing formaldehyde, a very, very dangerous product. Let's see. It looks like that within Denmark and Finland, Sweden, the UK, even as far as Japan, they've already phased this product out. But yet here in the US, we continue to accept it as being a product that we put on on your children every day. That's not acceptable. They've reached out and they've said that they're going to go ahead and start doing this. But why has it taken us so long to demand higher standards? Why is the FDA, again, not stepping up? It's because we refuse, as the people, to refuse to buy these products. We refuse to take charge of our own homes. We need to step up and we need to address the situation. On April 30th, 2012, Jim Avila for ABC World News with Diane Sawyer actually did a little segment on a similar topic. He found that 1,200 products, different chemicals, already have been banned in the EU, the European Union. Just 10 of those same chemicals have been banned in the US. Why is there a difference of standards? Why is it that the US, who wants to be bigger and better than everybody else, still hasn't decided to step up? Granted, those 1,200 products are simple things, and most of them are petroleum-based, which unfortunately in the US we still use a lot of petroleum-based products. But again, the 1,200, it's a little skewed when you look at the details of it, but still it's very alarming that we're not stepping up to the plate. The SCA, the Safe Cosmetics Act of 2011, basically comes forward and says that the FDA has the opportunity to recall any products that might be considered dangerous. Right now, that's not an option. The FDA has no authority to recall any product unless the packaging basically is what's damaging. The SCA basically is going to phase out any ingredients that are linked to cancer or birth defects and developmental harm, such as low sperm count and those kind of defects. It's also going to require full disclosure on labels. So all those fragrance labels you saw, those will actually be explained in further detail. It also is going to give workers information as far as what the chemicals are that they're reacting with. Because those workers right now on the line that are putting those chemicals into those shampoo bottles, they don't always know exactly what it is that they're working with. Again, they're working directly with the chemicals all day and all night. That's very dangerous for them. And once again, it gives the recall authority to the FDA. Now, the big companies, they're lobbying against it. Why? Because they don't want full disclosure, and they say that it's going to curtail their business. It's going to damage them because basically of the competition being able to see what their products are having and then comparing it to theirs. Yes, that may make sense to them, but at the same time, we deserve to know what's in our products too. We're the ones that they're supposed to be serving. If we're the ones buying their products, why aren't they serving us? I went online and I looked up some articles on ForbesMagazine.com. Found a few different little things. Turns out that there's a personal care products council. This is a council that basically talks about the biggest companies for cosmetics, and it looked at why they're lobbying against all of us. It turns out that they're not really lobbying against us. They're actually trying to do something. The only thing is that they're hitting and missing the target. Right now, the SCA is basically sitting there waiting for the congressmen and congresswomen to step forward and say, okay, this is great. Instead, this council is working with a different committee, trying to establish the exact same thing. So we need to go ahead and we need to get them to meet together. How do we do this? Again, we need to go forward and we need to call on our Congress people to get the job done. So let's recap. What has this all been about? It's been about different chemicals and toxins within our home and how easy they are to find. We started out in the bathroom looking at shampoos that had fragrances listed but not defined. We saw toothpaste and toothbrushes that have been using chemicals every day that have carcinogens and toxins that are basically destroying us from the inside out and even on our skin. We saw shampoos that basically let parabens run across our bodies and different things that can cause cancer and tumors. Why would we want to do that? So what can we do? We can challenge our Congress people, or we can create a bill, or we can pressure our Congress people to actually accept a bill to challenge the wording in it, to make sure that it's defined, and to make sure that it actually gets put into place and takes action. What are the challenges to having this happen? The challenge is that we have to make sure that our Congress people are listening to us, not just the lobbyists, not just the big companies, but us, the people that are being affected by this more than anyone else.